And we're live. All right, finally. Dude, priest, that was a chore. I don't think, I didn't think I was ever going to get on here. What the heck, over? Well, that's okay. I made it. I don't know if anybody's going to be out there now. I think I scared them all away. I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Make sure no one else is live out there in Carnivore land. Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? No? Okay. Well, we're just going to hang out here and just see what happens here for a few minutes. Wowza, was that a pain in the backside. It's Susan Hampton. Welcome. Welcome to the house of Scotty P. Let me put my ears in. Hello, Miss Linda. How you doing? From Australia. From the land down under. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you. I had such a hard time. Something was discombobulated with my system. Excuse me while I put my ears in. Yes, I can speak without hearing. I can see without looking. Okay, not funny, but I'm here all day long. Yeah, wow. How y'all doing today? Has everybody been going around from broadcast to broadcast? Because I tell you what, I wanted to. I tried to get in. Well, I did get in with Dr. Barry's broadcast. However, I couldn't participate fully as I was. Oh, you left my title. Which one? Carnivore Scott, aka Scotty P, or hey, after party at Scotty at Carnivore Scott's. I don't know which one it is. I can't tell. Hello, Laura Conway. How are you? Yeah, I know. It just popped up. It's like a gopher, like a bad dream. I just keep coming back again, again, again. Yeah, yeah. So I tried to come in right after. Oh, can't. And the bells, for whom the bells toll, the after party of Scotty P's, right? Yeah. Uh, I guess I try that and then I get I get something. Uh-oh. Everybody cheering now. Oh, the booing. Glad I have fun with sound effects, right? No, okay. So here today is a beautiful Monday. How did everybody do? How did everybody do yesterday into today? Did everybody have a good day in that transition from the weekend to the the week? I don't know if it's a work week. My collar feels funny. Sorry about that. Everybody doing well today? How are things going down there in the land of down under? You good? Limitless? I I once had an opportunity to go to Down Under, but I didn't make it. Matthew, good to see you. Good to see you. How are you today? I trust that everybody's doing well and everybody's had a good full day. I see, Susan. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tuesday. That's right. You're already well into the week. Next thing you know, it's going to be hump day, and then it's going to be Friday Eve, then it'll be Friday. And I've often heard that Tuesday is potentially the worst day of the week. Yeah, because every other day of the week has a purported purpose and cause, right? It's like, well, everybody knows that Monday's Monday, Blue Monday, right? Um, Wednesday's hump day, Thursday's Friday Eve. Of course, there's Friday, shake your money maker Friday. And then you go into the weekend of Saturday, everything's good. You're back to Monday and then Tuesday, lonely Tuesday. Hey, Carnivore Kip, hey buddy, how are you doing? Hey, if you want to go with me and give me practice trying to put up two screens, I'd be ecstatic about trying to do that. I have no idea how to do that. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's cold here, winter. Yeah, I would do that, and I was a weatherman, but not a weather wizard. And so I'm not in production. I'm in sales. That's what I always used to tell people when they give me a hard time. Yeah, welcome to the House of Scotty P. Says live chat has moved and won't allow comments. Huh. I don't know why that is. Don't know. And so what I need to do is, Kip, if you know how I'm supposed to send a link, maybe what I do is copy this up front. That's what I do? I don't know. If I were laying in bed, I would for sure. Whoa. I think I missed that one. Anyway, yeah. So, well, where in the world are you? If I was using my Stream Deck, I could do the weather for you all anywhere in the world. I could try to find another window here. I think I can do another window. All right. Let me see what I got here. We'll try some standby. If I weren't laying in bed, I gotcha. It makes me feel so much more comfortable. I mean, you just don't know how much more comfortable I am. What I need to do, what could do. I need to change accounts. I need to go over to here. And from there, I go to a linky. I got a new computer. And in that computer, where are my linkies? Oh, I know what my problem is. I'm trying to speak in English and I don't know it. Yeah, okay. Do I have a weather? I'm gonna look at this in just a minute. I apologize. Oh, that's a model here with aviation weather. We'll pop an aviation weather up. We're gonna pop up some model GFS. Yeah, we'll go back to aviation weather. And I'm playing here, right? You have fat fingers, dude. I mean, these are some pretty gnarly large fingers, I mean, I guess I could have had another type of job. So, okay. So it's 55 right here and rainy down under. Okay. Yeah, that's about what, not quite, what was that, 11, almost 12 Fahrenheit, 11 Fahrenheit? Yeah. 55 ain't bad. Yeah. You wear a size 17? I used to wear something close to that. I might not have that, I might have more svelte fingers. Yeah. I'm not positive. So I'm going to try to see if I can grab another screen. Picture, cinema layout, screen layout. Oh, I can present. What can I present? I hope I don't blow this up. What do you mean you're a wimp? Oh, you're a wimp because you don't like 55. I get it. Come on, let's be honest. I used to live in Nebraska and it has some cold winters. Not the coldest, not like North Dakota, but plenty. Oh, I see how I can invite people. Now I don't have to worry about it. Thank you, Kip. If I want to present, I can share a screen. I'm going to go like this. Two monitor. Okay. Share a screen. Which screen? I'm going to go with the Aviation Weather Center. There we go. And there you go. There. So I was a weather guy for a hot minute, 20 years. And there we are looking at the continental United States here. This is the Aviation Weather Channel, or a chart. This is what the pilots and people would be looking at. And as we can see, all over the Rocky Mountains, you have a lot of convective weather. We have some severe turbulence. We have light to moderate turbulence. We have icy and convection over New Mexico, convection out here in the Gulf Coast. It looks good in Alabama. Some light turbulence over here in the Panhandle of Florida. But if we wanted to go down to the land down under and look at the weather, I can look at the weather all around the world. So let's go down here to the land down under where it's only 55 degrees. If you want to tell me where you are in this map, I would be happy to let you know. I used to be a ring size 11 when I got married, and was 22. It was a 7. Wow, cool. Super humid. Yes, it's super humid because we have that Gulf air coming up. Matter of fact, we could go to the National Weather Service and we'll go to wathr.gov. When I used to do Twitch, I used to weather on the old Twitcher all day long, right? Oh, so now I need to go and change the stop screen and bring present screen. I guess every time I want to do this, I have to pick the screen I want it to do. So we'll go National Weather Service and we'll share that. Yeah, tiny hands. So you can see here all through the Southwest and down. I don't, Kip, I don't want you to let the cat out of the proverbial bag, but you said to me you're about 4 hours south, but you're 2 hours north of the beach. So I didn't know what county you were in. What county do you live in there? Hoosiers in here. Hey, everybody good? Yeah, fancy seeing everybody here, huh? Fancy pantsy, yeah. Good to see everybody. I'm glad everybody knows everybody. But I can do all the weather. But one of the fun things to do in this, when I do this, is I can go up into the stratosphere. No, I don't want to do that. I love to go to the satellite weather. And when I pick the satellite, I can go anywhere in the world. Let's go with a full disk. No, we're not going to go with a full disk. We'll go back. We're going to go with goes east, goes west. Here we go. Full disk. I like this one better. There you go. Anybody who wants to go Escambia County. All right, when I get right back to that, okay, we'll chitty chat about that. All right, let's look at an animation loop here. I can do the weather anywhere in the entire world. And put 72 slides on there, and we'll move along. There you go. So there was sunset. Yep, all the way past California, way out into the Pacific now. See a lot of clouds and weather over here in North Dakota. We've got a system that's wrapping up, coming down through the, let's go ahead and call that the Ohio Valley. You see this boundary here. Got some convective activity out here. Looks like there's a tropical storm, maybe a baby hurricane forming, coming toward Tejas. And of course, we see a lot of convective activity going right up through Arizona into Nevada. So you can kind of see I can do a lot of weather stuff. I love doing weather, but nobody loves weather. No one loves weather like I love weather, but that's okay. So what we'll do here, Escambia. Let's see if this will let me do it. Weather.gov. Yeah, let me go right to that, weather.gov. You said Escambia. VA Beach, yeah, 80-ish and humid, I bet. What website was that, Scott? My husband would love that. He's a real weather nerd. So that was right, this weather, there was this one right here. So it would be weather.gov. And then you would navigate down here under current conditions. So you have radar and all these different things, and you'd go to satellite. Be more than happy to talk weather till all of your ears fall off. But Escambia, help me out there, Kip. Where for art thou is Escambia? Let me pick. I'm gonna pick right here. The Birmingham. Tell me, are any of these, Kip? Are any of these? Yeah, Alabama. See, I live in North Alabama, right up above here, and Kip lives down here. In fact, see where Huntsville is? I live out in the country outside of Huntsville, and I'm not positive where Escambia is, but. And there you go. Then the 3-day weather outlook. 3-day outlook. Let's take a look. We got a little low pressure here in Texas. Got some fog in central Texas. Cold frontal boundary through the northeast into the Ohio and Mississippi River basins. High pressure dominates over our area. That's why we have all these showers and stuff. Out here in the west, of course, severe weather. Lots of rain. Cold fronts. A little low in Washington. A little low in Montana. I think that's an afterthought. But that's the that would be the nowcast. We look into tomorrow. We look at the frontal boundary still out here. High pressure rains here, low pressure, pretty much high pressure. Lots of showers out here through the middle part of the country. That low pressure system that we saw, in today's weather right here in Washington, it goes through a little cyclogenesis, and we got a cold front, warm front. And here, today, that tamale. And then here, let's look at Wednesdays. And there we see that occluded front moved across Montana. Summer's over. Low pressure in the Dakotas. Lots of rain here on that shield, and rain coming around southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, Georgia, and all of Florida will be in an area for rain showers. Yeah. Did I make anybody fall asleep? I'm sorry. It's been in the 70s the past few days here in Indiana, but it heated up to 92 today. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with that, seeing how you're looking at that high pressure, but that cold front, that's only a name only. Adamore, Alabama. So we're going to go back to that and see if we can find ourselves a Adamore. So what you see on Demopolis, Montgomery. Now I can move down a little bit if that helps. I got Maroneville, Bruton. Yeah, if you can search by city, I live in Atmore. Okay, I can do it by that way. Stand by. I'll go up here and search Atmore. Atmore. Alabama. Yeah, all right. Atmore, Alabama. There it is. Escambia County. There you go. Atmore Municipal Airport. We'll go Atmore. And there we go. Your local office is out of Mobile, Alabama. Currently 83 degrees, 28 degrees Celsius. Humidity 77. Winds out of the south of 6 with a barometer of 30.08. Dew point 75. You're right. It is pretty muggy there. At 77% with a dew point like that. Visibility is unrestricted. Heat index is still hot at 90 degrees. Your forecast for the next few days is stay inside. That's what that tells me. You want to stay inside. Lows in the low 70s up to the high 70s. It's going to be really bad Wednesday for humidity. Don't go jogging that day, Kip. And again, as you see, hot, no clouds, no relief. It's going to just basically suck. That's a technical term for that. And now I see exactly where Atmore is out there by Brushy Creek, just north of there. So now I have it locked in my little brain pan. I should remember that from here now forever. Anyway, yeah, I do the weather. Hot, hot, hot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. So enough of that silliness. 20 years of doing that, and you kind of just do it, you know? But I can do that pretty much for almost anywhere in the world. Yeah, it's a sad hobby. But speaking of sad hobbies, how's everybody doing on their non-scale victories? I've decided, after listening to Carnivore and listen to other people talk about the challenges in the realm of English as a second language, looking at the scale. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Laura. I don't know about perfect, but we'll accept that it's not awful. I have been told I have a voice for print and what is that? I have a voice for print. No, what is that? A face for print and a voice for, yeah, whatever. You know, you get it. Yeah. We'll just let that go because that's just not really getting done. What I want to do, walk-a-do. That's what my dad always used to say, walk-a-do, walk-a-do. That's it goes east. Let's see if we can find something a little more fun. Let's go talk to our people down under. Can we get it down under? I can go south, central, eastern, Puerto Rico, Gulf, Caribbean, Canada. I can get you if you're in the Canuckers. I used to have a South Pacific Ocean. Can I? No, I can't. Okay, what do we got here? Active storms. Look at all those storms. Oh, my lamb. Pac USA, full disk. I know I used to have one. Southern Pacific Ocean. Let's take a look. Geocolor. Oh, after a couple hard days work on my landscaping, I was a little sore. I bet you were. Did you keep your electrolytes up, buddy? I know you're a carnivore, so you're not going to burn. I had to hit the electrolytes hard, and I'm going to tell you something. Not to be but things are working out just fine. You know. But I had horrible cramps last night. Horrible cramps. Well, that's not going to give me what I want, huh? No. So we'll get out of that one. But woke up about 4 o'clock with cramps, and I've been up ever since. So I've been up for a lot of hours. Yes, I have. What? I want to go. Oh, right here. Why aren't you helping me? See, in Pacific, South Alaska, West, Southeast, Papua. Come on. Come on. Full disk. I know I used to be able to get over. Oh, you know what? I was using something different. Western, no. Tropical Pacific, no. No. That could be the Caribbean. It's killing me, Smalls. It is literally killing me. I'll figure it out for the next one. I will. What's going on with hurricanes? Oh, well, they got a bunch of these active storms here, and what they try to do is put up a. We got Gert, Franklin, 9, and Hillary. Hillary is obviously the one that's getting all the attention, but tropical storm Franklin. Let's take a look at what they're giving here. There it is, tropical storm Franklin coming off of the peninsula there, just south of. Well, that's Haiti, and that's a DR, and that's Cuba, and yeah, there it is. It's just trying to form up. It's that time of year. OWPC. Oh, see, Lisa, I've opened my door today and won no part of that. Sadly, my daughter has soccer practice and goalie training back to back 95. Oh, my lamb. Yeah, that's a tough part being a parent. You know, you get those kids and you run them around and you got to do your stuff. But I was thinking about, again, how are you all doing on your non-scale victories? I know for me, I live on those non-scale victories. Between those and going to videos, like, did you all check out the blind couple today? Did anybody? Your one white poop club. You know what I call that? Oh, the one white poop club. Yeah, that's all. What they call it, a magic one. But yeah, that's enough of that. Oh my. Oh, yeah. Well, anyhow. Did anybody get a chance to go and check out the blind couple? What a story! You know, there's all your. By the way, for Franklin, meandering to the south of Hispaniola, heavy rain, blah blah. NOAA reconnaissance plane investigating Franklin. Yeah, 999. That's not so bad. So you get a lot of history there, but. I did listen to Kerry as he brought up the idea of that couple. I had seen some of the stuff. Yep, I subbed as well. And I actually had subbed and went and done some of the videos beforehand, but definitely did. And if I have a bad day, I'm just going to watch their video. I mean, the gentleman, premature born, not even 2 pounds, not expected to live a day, and look at him, he's going, Yep. To watch Amy and Shane, right? I think I saw that, Susan. But you hear his story about they told his mother, "Don't hold him, don't get attached to him." Isn't that the state of this world today? I'm praying for babies all the time, But to hear him talk, blind from life, cerebral palsy, all of that, and he still has the grace to think about other people, and I think that is absolutely amazing that he can do that, because there are very few people that will do that anymore. I mean, except in the carnivore community, and I've been hearing people talk about this carnivore community, right? And I'm gonna show you guys I don't know if you can see it. I'll put it up here. Hang on. It'll be band 9. There's a water vapor at the mid-level animation loop. There we go. And we'll put in 72 of them because it's kind of cool. Yeah. Skin-to-skin contact, you're right. Yeah. And I love the fact that his mother said, "No, I'm going to hold my baby. It's good for him. It's good for us. it's just absolutely, absolutely an important thing to do. And anyway, I just thought it was cool, and uh, I'm glad that they did it, and that they're out there now. And what can I do? I'm gonna present screen again while we talk. So y'all don't need to see my face this whole time, right? We're going to go. No, I don't want to stop screen. I want to present it. Okay, now we're going to go present a screen, share a screen. Yes, share a screen. And we're going to go, yep. And there, that's much better to look at. Don't you agree? Now what we have here, as you can see, we have all the United States, a little bit of the Pacific Ocean, all the way over here to Europe. There's Portugal, and this is the west coast of Africa. You have Central America, North Coast, and there's where that hurricane is kind of trying to form up right here, a tropical storm now. Anyway, hey, Woodster. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're just doing the yeah, Laura. So we're just doing the after party, and I used to be the weatherman. I'm trying to learn how to use this, and I was trying to do some weather for our fine friends down under, and I can go all the way down here to the tip of Argentina, which look how close that is to the South Pole. You just know that place is cold. Ain't no doubt about it. This is the ITCZ, the Intercontinental Tropical Zone. And you see all this here. And where you see the darker air, well, the darker air it's a little bit drier, but it's also showing where the jet streams are. So you have a jet stream over the top here in the northern territories of Canada. There's British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec. And you see a low pressure system coming off of the Gulf of Alaska. We have another one right here. It's going to fall down in here and then right up over. Anyway, I go on forever. But yeah, when I heard about that couple, the blind couple, right? I just tell you what, I was just blown away by the fact that they have overcome these challenges and how the missus there, Amy had been born with sight, probably was pre-diabetic. Dr. Barry had a short out today about being pre-diabetic and doctors missing it, and then damage being done. And that happened to her, and she ended up going blind and having glaucoma. And now they've tried for years with the weight, and they found each other, of course, and doing this. And it seems that Carnivore is working, but a common thread in their reveal, if you say in their interview, was falling off the wagon, and they need our community. Don't you agree? Yeah, this is just a water vapor shot. This shows the mid-cloud water vapor. So when you look in the sky and you see these little cloud elements, they're not poofy like the thunderstorms. They're just kind of little elements, right? And that's called the mid-level etage, and then those probably altocumulus. And this is showing us all the moisture at the mid-level. So this we can use to find jet streams. There's a low pressure way over here coming into the coast of Spain right now, and another low pressure out here. And it's a lot more fun in the wintertime because all of what you see on this big ridge, I'll call it a hill, we call it a ridge, that in the wintertime moves south and is running over, Central California, Oklahoma, and that's where all those cold fronts come in. Yeah, I saw. Did you hear them? Yeah. So what it is? So here's what happens is, when you are a person with disabilities, you can get extra software. So they don't need a screen and they don't need a mouse. They just get a box and some really good speakers. And then what happens is the computer, and like a Dragon software, and how you can type it on your phone if you want to do that, right? You can talk to your text and it will do voice to text. Well, they do voice commands like Dragon software, and they can launch something. So actually it's fewer clicks, and they don't have to worry about interfacing too many things. They needed a little bit of help with the camera thing, but they overcame it. So my thing is, and pardon me for the adjustment, my thing is I have no excuse. I should never complain. I'm not confined to a wheelchair. I'm not I'm not blind. I don't have diabetes so bad it took my eyesight. And if you listen to him, the gentleman is a musician, and he has a full-time job as an Apple support technician. That's amazing. Those are the people you kind of want in your life. I really hope that it works out well for them, and that the carnivore community will come alongside them and help them not fall off the wagon. Amy is hoping that by fixing her A1C and her type 2 diabetes condition, that she might regain her sight. We'll see. I don't know what the optic nerve has done. I'm not a doctor. So how have you ever seen an adult abortion survivor? I have. And I have to be honest with you. 20 years in the military, all the things I've done, I have a real hard time around physical painful things. I've been in observed surgeries. I've observed cochlear implants and other types of surgeries. I was a combat lifesaver. I've done it, but I cannot really be in the room when something's being cut open anymore. Even when my dogs go to the vet, if they're going to pull blood from my dogs, I mean, if I have to do it, if there's no one else to be there, I'll go. And if we have to put down an animal at the end of their life, I'll go do that. I'll be with them. But I can't do the blood and guts anymore. It's too hard on me. It's a beautiful shot. Yeah, that's just one of our satellites. We have many satellites, and I can choose from a lot of them, and we can do all sorts of pretty things, right? Yeah, beautiful shot of Amazing Earth. That's just one of them. I can change that, and we can go look at IR infrared. Here's an infrared shot. Kind of boring, but it gives gives weather people a different look at things, right? And you can now see a little better. So here's a thunderstorm popping off. Look at this little one right here. Did you see that? Watch this. As the sun comes up and the heating comes in, these things just really all the way across. Here comes the sunrise. Whoop. It follows. If you look very carefully here, you'll see the Terminator, the area where the sun comes and goes down, and all of a sudden, here it comes, up, up, hoop, 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 and there it goes. That's the thunderstorms getting heating and popping off. And these bad boys, they're 70, 80,000 feet up in the atmosphere. These are some big boys and girls down here. You see the one down here coming into, it looks like Houston's going to get popped by this one. So, yeah. Reversing inflammation and swelling in her eyes can help to regain some vision. Yep. I don't know. I think the big thing though is she had a glaucoma, and I have a touch of glaucoma in my left eye, so I have to be careful because the optic nerve on mine is got some pitting and some cratering, so I have to be careful. What's the expression there? But for the grace of God, go out. Amen. Amen. Previous comment was to say that survivors are grateful. Oh, I absolutely understand that. I absolutely understand. I'm a huge advocate. Like I said, in my other channel, I pray every day for unborn babies. I was told a young man in my I lead a young men's Bible study at the church, and well, at least for a couple more weeks. And he came back brokenhearted because a good friend of his, they're going to have a baby that the doctors say because the baby had an aneurysm or a brain bleed, they don't believe that the baby will live an hour after birth, and they want to know if they wanted to terminate the pregnancy. And the lady said, "There's no way that's going to happen." So we've been praying for this family and for that condition, and it's in God's hands, and God's plan is perfect. It doesn't mean it's painless, but it's perfect. Got to jump out, head to bed. Long day. All right, Hoosier, you take care of yourself. Make sure you get some good rest. And I hope that the soreness from the days of work in the yard don't jump up and get you tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep. All right, buddy. Thanks you for coming in. I know that you had yours, and I just got at the end, but I was doing something else. I mean, I'm filling my days up in serving some other people, and it gets to be a challenge to do the things I love. But honestly, YouTube will survive without me, and we'll find a way to get an after party going. But I apologize, I missed a lot of your show, buddy. I'll catch you next one. Take care, buddy. There you go. There it is, by one thumb. But anyway, this is just one shot, and I can do all sorts of shots. That's 7. Now we have some cool ones. Don't know. Well, they're cool to me. I don't know if they're good for you. Like here's let's look at the fire temperature one up there in Canuckland. This tells me about some fire stuff, and you can see the temperatures and what we worry about for when they're putting out fire forecasts. And we can go. Now this one. Does anybody have epilepsy? If someone has epilepsy, I won't put the next one up. I hope not. If you do, avert your eyes for a moment. This is derived motion winds. And so you can see it move a little fast. So maybe I can slow it down. Oh, I'll go to slower animation. There we go. This will let me see things and help to know where the winds are, the steering winds, different level. These red barbs are indications of the jet stream, fingers of the jet stream. You see a jet stream coming down over the United States. Those lights aren't actual. Those are static photos that are overlaid just so people know where major metropolitan areas are. You can see how much light pollution there is through a lot of the eastern seaboard and the southeast. But if you look real careful right over here, I think I can zoom in. So let's zoom in there. Well, that didn't work. There you go. So if we go right over here, you can see there's a little bit of turning there. Some of the wind barbs are going this way and others are coming down that way. And I can see circulation that way. But a neat thing, looking all around the part of the earth, all sorts of tools. Sometimes there's just too many tools. And there's a dust model. So we can see where dust is in the atmosphere. Oh, I wish that our friend, the actual weatherman, was here tonight. He might show up. I don't know. And that's, oh, here you go. That's a cool one. Of course, they're all cool to me. I'm sorry. I'm geeking out. Apologize if I'm putting anybody to sleep. But yeah, so these are all the thunderstorm flashes. You can just see. So in New Mexico, right up the I-25 corridor, up along these mountains with all this warm, moist air, it's getting pushed up with these mountains. And so over there from anywhere from, it looks like about, I'd probably say north of Las Cruces. Well, they're definitely Las Cruces, all up the mountains up to Albuquerque, maybe even around Santa Fe, they're getting thunderstorms. Van Horn on I-10 is getting thunderstorms. There might have been one or two out in El Paso. Out there in Sierra Vista and these mountains here through Tucson, you can start seeing some thunderstorm activity. Pretty cool tool. Pretty cool tool. Yeah. Wonder what I can do. I wonder if I can I move that? I bet you I can't move that and do anything different. No, that doesn't do a thing for that. What I'd like to do is I'd like to change. Oh, I see what I've done. Oh, okay. If I want to push another screen. Hang on. There. Oh, it's so nice to have a brain. Oh, well, maybe I don't have one of those, but you know what I mean, right? Can I move that around? Can I move it? Nope, I can't move it. Anyhow, lots of little things I can do here and pretty cool stuff. So if any of you ever have a weather question and I'm anywhere nearby, I can always pop on the old network. But again, to get back to what we were talking about, what are your non-scale victories today? Did anybody get into something today they couldn't get into last month? This shirt, that's why I'm saying I feel so good in this shirt because I'm losing so much weight up on my shoulder and in my shoulder blades and my collarbone area. It's pretty cool. At least I'm liking it. But anybody else Shoes are fitting. You know what? I did not know. How many of you have experienced going down in shoe size because you're losing weight? What, Aaron? Is that something you might experience there? I'm not sure because being a big fellow like I am, that becomes a real thing. Bueller, Bueller. Did I freeze up? Is there anything going on out there I don't know about? Okay. Never experienced that. I've always been a size 14. Yeah. I actually can do a 13, but it has to be a 6E. And I think the challenge is with all the weight in my feet, they make that sound too when I walk barefooted on the floor. Yeah, so yeah, I got wide feet. It's kind of like my hips. I got wide hips. Yeah, yeah. Just blessed. My dad always said that somehow genetically, my foot genes from him and my mom just stacked upon each other. And when I was younger, one time I was nodding off in the back of on a international harvester scout, and I had my feet off from the back seat up into the front. And my dad just looked down and looked at my feet, and he was like just shaking his head because he was buying shoes for Sasquatch there. He said, "What we'll do, we'll buy your brother some shoes, and we'll give you the boxes." Swimmer. Oh, that was good. That was a good one, man. Yeah, that was a good one. That was one for the Woodsters. Yeah. No, actually not. But hey, but I float. Don't necessarily need to have a life vest. I just make sure I don't get rolled the wrong way because then I'll keep my head in the water. I'll be like, it reminds me of a funny story when we took the kids to Disneyland, right? The Disney World. We took the kids to Disney World, and on that trip, now it was in late February, right? Late February, maybe early March, February. Anyway, we went and rented a jet ski. So I took my kids out on a jet ski, and I asked my daughter, the oldest one, does she want to go on the jet ski? And she said, no. I said, okay, fine. So I took my next one, my oldest son. He was on it. We went and we did it, and we popped around. We did that for a while, and I only rented it like for half an hour or so, right? So I come in and I get my youngest. And my youngest, he's a big boy now, but same shoe size. Thank God I never had a demon. My son had size 15. The cats. I see you said in plural there, Laura, like 2 cats we get in the box. Yeah, so I get my youngest son, and he was like a skeleton wrapped in wet toilet paper. I used to call him Ginzu when he was a baby because you put him on your knee, on your leg, and his little bony hips would cut off your circulation in your leg. He's had a bony backside. Anyway. Turned him upside down and hung him up without a diaper on. He looked like a skinned jackrabbit. But anyway, poor Matt. But Matt was riding on the jet ski, and since he didn't have much weight, and whenever he'd go to the swimming pool, the only kid I knew who could do, like everybody jumping in, like doing like pseudo cannonballs, he'd jump in, spread out his legs and his arms and stick to the water like a water bug. It was crazy. So he's on there, I'm on it, and I went a little fast, and I turned a little tight, and we got ejected from the water ski. So he goes one way, I go the other way, and everybody's worried about me. Fat Papa has got ejected off the water ski. And he's like, Dad, you okay? I'm like, I'm okay. We hit the water, we sink, we come back up, we find each other, we get over there to the jet ski, and that's when I learned that when you're fat and broken and you try to mount a water ski in deeper water, it's a tough thing. But we figured it out. But no, not a great swimmer. But that's also where I learned that, that jet ski, every time I try to get on it, I get up on one leg and all that weight, 300 and something, 330 pounds, and that thing would do a real quick flip. No fun. No fun at all. But we made it. So yeah, I can wear different shoes. I can wear some different pants. This is what I noticed is my I have pants that are 46 in the waist, and they're way too big. And I have some summer shorts that big, and now they become work shorts. My 44s are fitting really good. I need a belt. But I tried on a pair of 42s, and I was like, oh no. And I was like, that's okay. We'll wait another month. And like you said there, Aaron, if I work on my core, if I get that ball, and you can't see the ball, but there's a ball back there. I work on that ball and do some things, well, then I can. Oh, by the way, Aaron, you said something about you hadn't heard of encaustic art. That art that's over there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, no, I can't say that. It's rewarding. Painting in hot wax. Yeah. And so I just did a few of those just to try it out. It was okay. But I really don't have talent like my wife. So I let it go. I'd like to think I'm a great floater, but I don't want to put that to the test. That's one of those skills you just try to say, yeah, I can do it. Like CPR. And you do the CPR, you go through the training for CPR, and you just hope you never have to put it into use, or particularly on a baby or on a small person, because come on, let's face it, if Woodster or I start doing chest compressions, you might as well know you're going to a hospital for quite a while, because we're going to break a bunch of ribs. Ribs are going to get broken. Hopefully we don't puncture a lung, might rupture a disc, so we have to do it the New York way. You know how they do it in New York, right? They stand over and they yell obscenities to you, saying, "Get up or you're going to effing die." So, I don't know. You don't want me doing chest compressions. Trust me. Yep, that's for sure. Yep. No. I'll run an IV, but I don't want to do that. So, again, keeping with the NSVs, I was just thinking, and hey, when are you going to do your next sprints there, Aaron? Are you going to be sprinting 2-3 times a week? I looked at my cross trainer today as I walked right by it. I looked at it. It looked really nice. I said, hey, it looks good. Yeah. But I didn't get on it. Too many things going on, too many competing things happening today. And tomorrow might be a good day for it. And then Wednesday, friends of ours, his wife has leukemia, and it's not going well for her. So I'll be, my wife and I are doing all we can. And she got the call. She needs to go up to Vanderbilt there in Nashville for some medical procedures. So Wednesday just got a great big hole put in. But here's a funny, going to Florida, have always been a great swimmer. Oh, yeah, man, I forgot I could do that. There we go. Gotta remember that. But I'll be going up to, it looks like I'll be going up to Vandy. But just before we got the call that we would be going and helping our friends to go to Vanderbilt, I was, we had got a mailer. Oh, I'm sorry about Worcester. I saw someone put Aaron next to your name. I just assumed. And we know what that means, right? So good. We'll just go back to Worcester. That's okay. I apologize. Thank you for, yeah, Susan said, hey, Aaron, at Woodster 72, maybe there was another comedic moment that missed me. Well, yeah, Fat Flows. I know that when I swim, if I take a deep breath, I rise up because of the air bladders. And when I breathe out, my density increases and fat does float. So I don't know that obese fat people can float. Yeah, it is correct. Oh, limitless. No, come on. Yeah, but so we got this flyer in the mail, and you know how you get lots of junk mail. I don't know if in Australia do you get much junk mail in Australia? I'm sure people will try to sell you stuff all the time. Bryant, like Brent or Worcester, says, "Okay, Brent, I got it, but I'll go Worcester. I'm good either way. You call me anything you want, but late for supper." But you know how you get junk mail, right? Oh, you do get junk mail. Okay. So we got a flyer, and it was an invitation to eat and to go to uh something to Brazil, Grill de Brazil, all you could eat meat place. I can't remember the name of it. Something de Brazil, right? And I was like, I don't want to do it. Just like to go try to sell me a timeshare. I don't want to do that. But sorry for the confusion. Old man. I shaved my hair. Now I can't remember anything. My thoughts just fall out now. Uh, but Rio de Brazil, I don't know what it's called. Oh, you like my video? Oh, thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. I didn't know if we had too much. I know the dogs are cute, cuter than me for sure. Uh, So we made an appointment to go on Wednesday night to go to this De Brazil all you can eat meat thing. Yes, they're going to try to sell me insurance and all sorts of annuities and things like that. And I'm going to tell them little stories, and I'm going to let that just go by the wayside. Um, however, oh, Texas de Brazil, maybe that's what it is. Texas de Brazil, de Brazil. Anyways, all you can eat meat place. Normally, if you go there, you're going to spend a solid $45 a person, all you can eat, drink, dessert type thing, big buffet, which I try to avoid, not just because of the cost, but I overeat. But if I get, hey, Susie, I get you. So anyway, now that we're going up to Nashville, it's a 2-hour drive. So I gotta go 2 hours early before her appointment, 2.5 hours. Then she'll have her appointment. They're gonna do a biopsy. No fun. They got to make sure she has no blast cells in her bone marrows, and they just have to make sure something else. So they got to do some tests, and then she has to lay there for an hour so her spinal fluid doesn't leak out. And then we're gonna come back home. We'll put her home, and hopefully we'll have time. I don't know, but what are you going to do? I mean, you help people. You don't worry about food. Food is secondary, I hope. But anyway, so like dog, I had to send my oh no, Zeb, a pity mastiff, strong dog. You either have a really tall pit, or you have a really mastiffs are always buff. Yeah. Oh, I will. Thank you. Yeah, her paintings are stunning. I could probably throw up some more. I did some pictures of her studio. So we call it her studio, the studio upstairs. And but she has a room upstairs, it's all for her, got a full bathroom, and she can paint all she wants. And she has a beautiful view that looks to the east, so she sees the rising sun. And she goes up, then she paints for a few hours, and she can do stretching, and she can do whatever she wants to up there. She has a TV if she wants to watch TV. She can just read. It has its own air conditioner, so it's all good for her. And yeah, she does good things. Okay, let's go here. Our local cafe have a carnivore platter for two. No, of course not. No. We were talking about that, and somebody else was talking about it. You go to a restaurant. I mean, here, and I'm in North Alabama, which isn't the most expensive place on the face of the earth. I go to North Alabama, and if I go to any one of the big box places like Texas Roadhouse or any other steakhouse, to look at a decent steak, I'm talking a 1 pound steak, okay, not a little petite, a little button. You want to get a good 1 pound steak of any quality, you're talking close to $32, $36. I ain't paying that money. Pardon me, that's really poor grammar in English. I'm not going to be held hostage for those prices. No, I went to Costco, as you saw in one of my videos, and you can buy some pretty nice steaks for 14, 16, $17 a pound. So if you spend $20 on a steak and it's a full meal, it's not so bad. But even still at that price, I'm going to buy a hamburger and I'm going to make what do they call those? Chop steak? Yeah. Wife made some of that up today. I took a couple of the chuck roast that I cut into steak, and I made them they're small enough, and I have a small air fryer, and I put them in my air fryer, and I slightly overcooked it, and it was still really good. And so, yeah, I eat that. I'll go for some chuck, and I've got another chuck roast. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put it in the crock pot tomorrow. I'll let that cook throughout the day. I'll nom on that tomorrow night a bit. And then if I need to, I'll take some with me on the trip to Vanderbilt, and I'll just nom on some pot roast. Or a chuck roast I did in the slow cooker. Yeah. Do you all use a slow cooker for any of your cooking? Anybody using a slow cooker, or what do you use to cook your meat primarily? What's your primary? What are your primary, like number 1, number 2, and number 3 cooking methods for your meat? Because I know it's warm outside, but it's almost too hot to grill. Except for Kip, I think that guy would he would grill in an inferno. I think his nickname ought to be Meshack or something. Living that far south, running in the heat and grilling. Yeah, you have a brisket in the oven, just waiting for the hubby to come home, and we can have lunch. Yeah, I like brisket, but I don't think I've ever cooked one. Nope, I don't think I've ever cooked a brisket. Must be smelling delish right now in your house. Oh, it's no big. I don't usually use my. Okay. Yeah, I get you. That's probably good. That's probably a good thing. But my name is pretty Googleable, and well, I'll just have to deal with the consequences of it. But we'll either keep it Carnivore Scott, aka Scotty P. But yeah, what are you cooking on there, Woodster? Are you a fryer, griller, broiler? What do they call those things again? Instapot? I haven't done an Instapot. I sure do wish I could do an Instapot. Oh, well, Susan, for getting the chuck roast, you get the chuck roast, and it lays like this, and you turn it on its side, and you take a knife and you go down the middle. That's all I got a nice big old butchery knife kind of thing, If the meat's cold, it cuts a lot easier. Not frozen, but still pretty firm. And you love an air fryer. Oh, I have the air fryer, but you know what? It does create, with that fan, it creates a lot of exhaust smell. I may have to take it into my my little detached garage and cook in there. I have a fridge in my other garage, and I can just put meat in there. I'm thinking about cleaning it out a little better. For the last 2-3 years, I've been experimenting with fermenting things. I have right now. I've got a nice ferment of carrots. Well, I'm not eating carrots, and I have a ferment of fermented jalapenos. And I do definitely love jalapenos, but I haven't tried any yet because I want to be true. So air fryer, stovetop, I get it. Air fryer, stovetop. Um, but yeah, just, tricks of the trade are like to keep your meat cool and cut it. That even goes if you're grinding your own hamburger, because someone was saying that when you grind hamburger and there's a heat builds up, it actually fills the meat with more histamines or something like that. I don't think I understand the science, but there's a lot of science I don't understand. But yeah, so I air fry just like you. What's there? I air fry. I do a little pan fry. Of course, most of my hamburger. I even like to do my hamburger in a saucepan. So when I put it in there, I can mash it up, and if it gets a little active, I don't have to clean the stove up as much. It's all about being smart and getting kind of lazy. So that's how I do it. And oh yeah, bake a fair amount of meat. I just did. I hope no one mind, but I did some liver, like I call it liver jerky. And Matthew was talking about last night. I believe he was talking about making a pate. And I've always wanted to make a good pate. I've never really made a good pate, but I might do that. What I have to find out. What I have to find out is, can I freeze a pate? What do y'all think? Can you freeze it? So it's a stovetop for hamburgers and occasional steak. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Bright on Arena's channel. I think histamines and ground beef. That's right. So, I mean, if that's something you're sensitive to, like my wife is very sensitive to that. So I don't know. You don't have an air fryer, Susan? Well, I guess, there is the old Amazon. They might get you one. But if you got other ways to cook it, you don't have to worry about it. But I think I'm going to have to get my grill back in order. And I do have a smoker, but it doesn't get anywhere near hot enough for me to cook a steak. I don't want gummy steak. Laura says, I'll hit and put it like this. Laura, the chuck used to be cheap, but now it's, well, at Costco today here in Huntsville, or yesterday in Huntsville, okay, day before yesterday, if we're going to be technical, it was $6, $5.99 a pound. Yep. Yeah, flank steak, that's right. But the flank steak, there's not a lot of flank skirt. They use a lot of that for fajita meat, and they cut it so small and on a bias, so then you can actually chew that stuff up. Today I was having some steak when I did my recording. I had a steak last night, part of the not the chuck eye of the chuck steak, but the regular part of the chuck, and it wasn't the most tender, So what I did is I just put it on the cutting board and I sliced it into really thin. Well, thin slices are like eighth of an inch, maybe, not a quarter inch, and I sliced every one of those little slices down. Matter of fact, I took a picture of it. It's in my last video. Yeah, I put. I made a little. I made. They tell me food is presentation, so I made a little half circle with little slices of the biff, and then I had a few pieces of liver jerky I made. And so I didn't eat all the liver, of course. My problem is I buy it in 1 pound batches. It has 4 slices, and you only need to eat about a piece and a half a week to get your nutrients. And so once I thaw it, I want to cook it, and then I put it into the jerky state, and then I can keep it in the fridge for a week or so, and then I can just eat it up as I want to. I like it. My wife is grossed out. What is the best? Let's go. What is the best one, but not the most expensive? The one you can get. I mean, I have an knockoff brand. It's a little tiny one. I would like a bigger one, but you can get a Ninja or something like that, I think. I mean, somebody else has to kind of. What brand of air fryer? What brand does everybody have? I have some knockoff. I couldn't even tell you the name of it. It's like Brevo or Brevi. It's in my video. I got a little picture of it with my little steak cutlets in there. What brand does anybody use for their air fryer? Let's try to help Susan out here, Obviously, we can go look at the googly, but I'm not sure the googly is going to be very helpful in this instance. But I don't know. What do y'all use? Okay, a Ninja. Yeah, a Ninja. There you go. We're going to go here. There you go, a Ninja. I know at Walmart they have them. I'm sure Amazon is loaded full. What do those run now? I think you can buy different ones, depending on what you want to do. Now, I saw an infrared one. It was an infrared propane one that I've seen on a couple of these, well, well-to-do carnivores. I think it was like something that Sean Baker had. Sean Baker had a good one. Let's see what he got here. Chinese make thin strip. Yep, yep, that's right. That's right. I mean, there are a lot of cultures that eat a lot. I mean, the Japanese eat more beef than Americans? I think they're the largest per capita beef consuming country. So obviously it's not total poundage, but they eat far more than almost anybody else in Japan. They eat some beef. Well, that's why you have the Kobe, right? That Kobe beef where they raise that little calf up and it gets baths and massages. And it is just babied from day one until it ends up on the dining room table. That's cold blooded, if you ask me. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things you can do for meat. I mean, when I was stationed in Germany, I ate a lot of schnitzels, and I don't know what part of the pig it came from, but it was cooked and tendered and flavorful. We had a Corsori. It was good, then the handle broke off. Now we have a Ninja. Works great. There you go. I think these are things we ought to be sharing with one another. Like that somebody. Well, since we don't do spices, we don't need spice grinders. Since we don't do vegetables, we don't need vegetable cleaning tools. So the same things you don't need. You don't need a cleaning tool, a cleaning sponge. Oh, so this whole thing, and thank you for your comments. This whole thing about vegetables, right? And we talk about those non-scale victories, those cost-saving things, the time-saving. Okay, so you go to the vegetable aisle and you see all the vegetables, and then right next to them they got bottles of stuff to spray your vegetables with to clean them off. Why do my vegetables need to be cleaned off with another chemical? What do you have on my vegetables that needs another chemical on it? That's something I don't have to buy anymore. Well, if my wife went with me on this and she stayed on it, I could get rid of the little steamer basket. It's out of here. What do I need a strainer for with meat unless I'm making cracklings? A strainer does come in handy to make cracklings, so I'll keep the strainer. But think about how many gadgets you have in your house, right? All right, okay. Well, take a look at them ninjas. Let us know what you have. Do an unboxing. Send some photos. Interesting minds want to know how it worked for you. I don't remember last Christmas I got a basket one at Best Buy, 39 down from 79. Then I got a proxy on Amazon Prime sale. I like the basket one, easy to clean. Yeah, I have just a little basket one. You pull it out. It has a little plate at the bottom. Bada boom, bada bing. I'd actually you gotta have a bing before you have a boom. So bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, so look at all the gadgets we can save. Why do you need a peeler? You don't need a vegetable peeler anymore. Think about it. How many vegetable peelers do you have? My best one is the old-fashioned one. It looks like it got a handle on it, and it's got this thing that sticks out that swivels with the slot in the middle. No more peeling potatoes in my house. Yeah. And then, so what else is there that we don't know? A grater. I don't grate meat. Do you grate meat? I'm not grating meat. I don't need to grate any more onions, no more carrots, no more nothing. Don't need to grate no stinking cheese. Making room, man. We're making room. What we need is a big set of those hex-clad pans. And what I thought about buying was those Dutch ovens. Something you can braise your meat in real well. Something you can get good and hot in there, and put your meat and cook it. I love me some good cooked meat. But yeah, and what about the spice shelf? Be honest. Who here has more than 10 spice bottles in their pantry, in their cabinets? Who has more than 10? Yeah, basket. I'll go to rinse the chicken and the pork chops. Yeah. But I'm not doing the pork chops right now in my lion diet phase. Trying to stay with the ruminants, and I do the chicken, but I do it kind of reluctantly. But anybody have more than 10? Okay, let me look here. I'm squinting. What do you have? The Ronco gadgets. Yeah. Now, I was thinking today about getting one of those little foaming wisps, but and put it in my coffee. Sometimes I put butter in there. I don't know. I might be doing too much of that, so I might have to slow down. But yeah, no, I tell you, we could do it. Oh, if I accept Miss Feisco. So most of them are expired, okay. But how many? Because I would tell you on one shelf in my, matter of fact, I probably should take some pictures about this. But on one shelf in a cabinet by the stove, I probably have 45 bottles of different spices. And then I go to the next shelf. And then I go over to the next cabinet, and I have 3 shelves there. I guess I'm a spice snob, something like that. Yep, lots of spices. I have multiple mustards. Yeah, 30 to 40. Yeah, I know. Isn't that is just crazy. When you think about all the peppers and the smoked paprika, and I like spicy food, so I have curries and jalapenos, and of course cayenne peppers and other peppers and peppers I've made. I'm telling you what. And then, how many sweeteners do you have? I have xylitol, and I have, what else do I have? I have almost all the fake sugars. Oh, and still I have bags of flour, because during COVID, when I had to work from home, that was not a joy. Before I retired, i.e. left the workforce, I made homemade bread. I'd get bored. You know all those videos out there where you can make homemade bread, like 3-ingredient bread, takes 20 minutes. And it did. So I made bread, and I made fresh bread, and I would run it up and down the speaker board tied to the computer. And I'd make fresh bread and run it to my neighbors and take a quick break. And sometimes I'd even take a couple sticks of butter, and we'd sit there and we'd eat hot, fresh bread. And I'd spread it all on the butter and eat it. Oh my God. I literally ate a loaf of bread one day, like from breakfast to lunch. No bueno. No bueno. Yep, 30, 40, 30 spices, combo blends of spices. That's right. And I still some, I did the same thing because of COVID. We couldn't find black pepper, so I bought all the black pepper I got. I got black pepper. And I'll just leave it like that. Oh, and I also bought dark chocolate, the Hershey's dark chocolate, special dark chocolate, and other cocoa powder. I got all that too. It won't ever go bad. And then under my counters, I've got jars. I did dry canning of beans and rice. And I dry canned many quarts of many pounds. I probably have 30 pounds of dry canned rice and beans. They'll be good for 30 years. I'm not going to worry about it. So you're saying here, Lord, I still have some, big containers. What's this saying? Honey, stevia, maple syrup. That's right. I've got those. And I like my favorite fake sugar is rat poison. No, is why'd you make me forget that? Oh man, that's no good, man. The original fake sugar that they used to put in Tab soda. Yeah, that's the one I use. I'll remember here in a minute. It'll blow out of my brain. I'll get back in a minute. Carnivore head. Swerve, Allus, Splenda, Stevia, jar. None of you ever used agave, or is that what I don't know if I said that right, agave? Saccharin. See, I knew I didn't have the word. I still have it. I go to my local Publix. It's one of the grocery stores, and they have the saccharin in little tiny pills, and it just takes one to make me feel like I'm satisfied. And I still use it on occasion. Bad Scotty. Yeah, stamp my dog tag, no dessert, right? But yeah, I just every once in a while a cup of coffee. But yeah, and I'm still heavy, not heavy, but I still do the coffee. My daughter bought me a subscription for 1 year to the coffee club, so I drink coffee. And she'll call me each month and say, what'd you get this week? Oh, this week we got Brazilian coffee. Oh, last week we got, last month Honduran, Indian, Burma. So she wants to know, and she spends her hard-earned money on me, and so I'm going to do that. But guess what? My son-in-law is starting to do the carnivore thing. Now he is amazing. He's an amazing man. He does amazing things. He's an amazing father, a great husband. As a father of a daughter, I feel extraordinarily blessed by this young man. And he started asking me about carnivore, and he started sending me pictures. And we were talking about making deviled eggs, and I said, "Hey, my daughter makes great deviled eggs. Some people just have a knack." So I said, "What if you instead of doing mayo, because she was cooking bacon, that's what you're cooking a bunch of bacon." And I said, "Save the bacon grease and use that instead of mayo, because the mayo is made with seed oil and egg yolk, and why do that seed oil? Use the bacon grease. Just take the egg yolk and whip the bacon grease in. Maybe put a little dry mustard if that's what you want to do." Can you imagine how good that would taste? I might try to make some, but you'd have a bacon and egg in every bite. Give that recipe to Bill Knott to go with his bacon wrapped burgers. I think that'd be awesome. Yep, 20 pound of flour, 3.5, yeah, 3 500 in the garage. Yeah, I know. It's great. And freeze dried friable stuff. That's right. Almond flour. All right. Yeah, almond flour. So headed to bed. Good night. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming in. Woodster, thanks you for clarifying for us. I hope you have a blessed day tomorrow. I trust the kids are doing well. They're obviously sleeping. And we'll see you around the carnivore-verse. The carniverse. Yeah, the carniverse. Yeah, we're all carnies. Didn't you always want to be a carny? Well, maybe not. Good night. You bet. God bless. All right. Good night. Good night. That's right. But yeah, I tell you, it's an amazing thing. The things we have stored in our houses, and the doodads and the widgets I mean, do we need a blender? Unless you're gonna do like I do, blend my meat so I can drink it sometimes. I get tired of chewing. Yeah, it isn't bad. Oh, hit the like button. Yeah. Well, hey, we're so far beyond all that right now. It's just the five of us out here. I bet you I'm counting as one of them because I have it opened, or I don't have it opened. I'm just looking to see that I'm lying. The after party at Carnivore Scott's. Yeah, and we've been on for an hour and 18 minutes. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Unless someone comes in or something spectacular happens, let's give this about another 12 minutes, and at the bottom of the hour we'll wrap it up, and we'll take it. That's a great song that was done. Oh, I love the rendition that was done by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Speaking of Stevie Ray Vaughan, how you guys liking Robert Bubba Baker's page? Oh, and that's another great reason to have a little bit of a beard. You can't see the wattles unless I lift my neck way up. Yeah, Robert Bubba Baker, the stoic, the guitarist, the metalhead, the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Bubba Baker. Yeah, Robert Bubba Baker. He is an old boy up there in British Columbia. Yeah, let me see. I wonder if I can pull it. So stand by for news, okay? Well, let's see what I can do. My history. I'll go with my history. The meat dude. I have no idea about meat dude. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Oh, I have to go to my other channel. This is the one thing that gets me about having to. Well, Yeah, having two channels. So Robert Bubba Baker is. Come on. Oh, there he is, Robert Baker Bubba Jr. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop a Carnivore Bubba and share. And there he is. Oh, no, that's an ad. So he did it with JT, right? And Carnivore Bubba. And yeah, that's him right here. And he is just the sweetest guy. I really like him. I don't know if he put a link to his. Yeah, right here. So at Robert _ Bubba Baker. There you go. I'll even do a cut and paste. See if I can do that. All right, there you go. So yeah, Laura, let me get to you right here. My adult son has GERD gout and is afraid to do keto. Hopefully he will try to see success. Okay, so Laura, this gentleman here, he just talked about his gout. He had a gout flare up, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. And I have a friend who suffers from gout, and he uses tart cherry extract, and he swears it does him well. And this is a guy who's not out of shape. He's in tremendous shape. He was a Navy SEAL combat support team guy. So he's a guy who would really kind of know about those things. So yeah, but this gentleman here, very articulate. If you weren't careful, you would maybe misinfer him. Oh, the meat dude is Aaron. Okay, I got it. There you go. But yeah, Robert Bubba Baker. Yep, there you go. There's on the screen. He's a sweet man, and his videos aren't like super long, and he's not a horrible guy. He does great things. He loves to play. He plays guitar, and if you listen to his videos, you'll hear him doing some blues riffs, and so yeah, I love it. He's a great. His tagline, if you want to say that, is "Be kind." Oh, you love folk music, some rock, classic. Yeah, this guy. He says he's a stoic. You know, he's trying to get to some inner peace, and I think that's admirable for him. And he's a good guy. I really like going to his videos. Now also I have to admit first, so that we know, he gives me a lot of love as well. And I don't know about you all, but when I go to a video, right? Oh yeah, no problem, Lord, no problem. When I go to a video and I watch one, I take notes because I want to be able to respond. If someone's going to put together a 12, 16, 24, 41 minute video, and if I'm going to watch it, I'm not going to be doing it partially. So when I give a comment back, I try to give a comment back that lets them know that I listened to the content, and I think I heard what they were trying to say. Maybe I'll ask the question, because Bubba was talking today about his gout and how the damage is permanent. And my question, and maybe one of you can answer it, is that excuse me, I know the permanent damages, but they used to think the brain was a static thing, that whatever you had when you're 18, that's all you had for the rest of your life. Now they know that's not true. A lot of assumed medical things like type 2 diabetes, etc., are being proven as being no longer valid in the light of new information. So, for those who suffer from gout and they have those crystals in their joints, and they get a lot of damage from that crystalline structure forming, in the SAD diet, in the standard American diet universe, if that's what's the hierarchical thing in your life, because you're eating that diet. In that hierarchy, I think healing is very difficult. But absent of that hierarchy, maybe living in one that's more keto or in carnivore, right? Um, Healing can happen because we already know that with uh, not eating at all. So if you're fasting, the epigenetic impacts of fasting are proven again and again and again. Dr. Jason Fung did a wonderful job with that with his a diabetes code book, and I think that he is owed, just like Dr. Baker and Dr. Berry, they're owed a huge debt of gratitude by so many tens of thousands, perhaps even now millions of people that, really have improved their lives significantly and maybe even saved them. And of course, they stand on the giants like Atkins. And so every generation, every time we get a new iteration of these things, I think that people can be healed, but not under the SAD diet, not under seed oils. Today, I heard some people speaking, and they really were denigrating to a lot of the institutions that we have. And for instance, bashing doctors for not caring enough and going wholehearted, and bashing the food industry. And I get it, but we would be wise, I think, to not paint with such a broad brush that we throw the baby out with the bathwater, proverbially speaking, right? I mean, for us who are believers in all, we know we're supposed to take responsibility. And so I think that's one of the things this carnivore community is um, engendering in a very broad population across the world. Yes, you're allowed to ask questions. Yes, you're allowed to be an experiment, of one, and of one, right? Maybe you can do well with some onions and some mushrooms and sauerkraut, or some probiotic. Maybe you won't do well. Maybe you just don't do well for now. But once you get healthy again, then you can do it. So Dr. Paul Saladino, right? The now 200 grams a day carb guy. That guy's a beast, right? That guy is exercising like crazy. He's surfing. He's in great shape. He has great mobility. His body is more adaptive. For those of us who have entered into a sad dome of poor health, we can't do that. We have to be more strict. And maybe even after we get to a goal weight or a goal health achievement, we probably need to stay there for a while. And then we can experiment. And as I was saying earlier today to someone, when you start to reincorporate carbohydrates in as a better than 20 gram a day fuel source, you got to go slow because your body doesn't know what to do. The beta islet cells in your pancreas, they're like, hey, dude, we haven't had anybody come by and knock on this house for months or years. You can't expect me to cook you a 9-course meal in 3 minutes. No, I'm not doing it. And then you're insulin resistant. So there you go. Some doctors say arthritis is permanent. No, it is. Some types for some people, I agree. But broad brush. It's like when people speak in absolutes, like if you're in a relationship with someone who says, you never do this, you always do that. Seriously? Pride issue, inward eyeballs. Two, but we know from Carnivore that it BS. Dr. Berry has good info. They used to say brain die, they never come back. False too. Exactly. Did you know? I'm gonna ask y'all a little trivia question. I don't mean to insult, whatever. Do you know you have what they call a second brain? Oh, you bet. I don't know if there's information. But you have a second brain. It's called the enteric, the enteric nervous system. There are about as many, I'm going to call them brain cells for lack of a better word right now, about as many brain cells there as a cat has in their head. And you know where it's located? In your abdomen, in your gut area. Have you ever wondered why a paraplegic, somebody like in the blind couple, right? How do they do all their digestive stuff if they've got a severed spinal column at the, let's say a C4 or C5, T1, T2 severed spine? How is everything in their gut still working with that are innervated? Well, this enteric nervous system is what helps to maintain that level of continuity. So again, when you have a gut feeling, it's because you do. And that most medications, particularly medications for psychiatric, psychological things, behavioral, mood, and all those things, when you eat them and they go to your tummy, normally they make you upset tummy, but they're really messing with your gut biome that gives off a lot of the things that are the building blocks. So for your mental well-being. So maybe that's an issue. And the gut biome, as we know now, the gut biome is extraordinarily flexible. If you go all meat, you're going to have a nice, diverse biome that deals with meat. If you're going to eat vegetables, you're going to have a very diverse one that deals with vegetables. The biome finds you, okay? I heard one person say, we need to set up our biome by what we ingest so that we attract the things and they flourish in our intestinal tract. But if you listen to Michaela Peterson and Jordan Peterson and all these other people, and even Dr. Saladino, because I believe he's a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, so he is an MD. But all the little people saying that their brain fog is better, it's not just about the amyloids and the sugars things, and you get protein clumps in your brain. A couple videos back, I don't know, maybe a week or so, I was doing a lot of, if you look back, I posted some medical studies on using C18, which is stearic acid, in your diet, and how they're using it for treatment modality for people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Just like they use a strict ketogenic diet to treat people with epileptic seizures that don't respond to medicine, particularly children. That was well over 100 years ago. Stefansson went and studied the Inuit or the Indians up there by the Inuits. They don't eat any vegetables, ever. Where are you going to find a vegetable in the Arctic Circle, right? They eat a lot of fermented fish heads, but they eat a lot of fat. 85, 90% of the diet is fat, and then what protein they can get. That was Stefansson, long time ago. Almost lost his license, turn of the 19th century. But they knew then that you could use a really high-fat diet as a modality to treat a neurological condition. So why couldn't you use that same thing today? Instead, we use all medications, of which many of them are petroleum-based. Things that make you go, But here we are eating meat. So some doctors say, yeah. So I did think that we need to be responsible for ourselves, just like we are responsible for our faith and our walk. We need to extend that to other things. Now, of course, we need doctors, and I don't believe they're inherently wrong or evil. I think that they get worn down just like we do. People tell them what to do, lots of money, lots of influence. But eventually, like right now, if you go to a supermarket, you can find keto everywhere. The doctor who's in charge of the American Diabetic Association has a child, I want to say, or a husband that is diabetic, and she's recommending a ketogenic diet. It's now in the standard of care for doctors to recommend a ketogenic diet. Who knows what 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they're going to say, hey, we need to start holding congressional hearings for why are we using these adulterated carbohydrates and things like that. And there should be a warning on packages of carbohydrates and things with seed oils. Because Crisco was just the leftover World War II, way too much cottonseed oil that they used in the shipping industry and for the vessels of war. And when they didn't need them anymore, they had so many millions of gallons of this cottonseed oil, and someone figured out a way to get it past the censors at the FDA, the forerunner of the FDA, to say, well, it wasn't going to kill you, it wasn't good for you, but it's not going to kill you. And then another guy found a way to take it and coagulate it, and that's what Crisco stands for, is coagulated cottonseed oil, something like that. You just got to get that stuff out. Folks in various food camps can be bullies. Yeah, everybody needs to work out what's best for them. Amen. I can't remember who I was watching. It might have been Dr. Berry. It was Dr. Berry now. And Dr. Berry said, stop being a poopy head. We don't need carnivore Nazis either. We didn't like it with the vegans, so let's not be it. If it works for you, if you want to do it, fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to the facts, but you're entitled to your opinion. Do what you got to do. You know, you catch a lot more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Just saying. What do we have here? When I started in 2018, keto was laughed at. Yeah, it was. I know. That's just like Facebook was laughed at when it was started. People told me not to do it, but I did that anyway. Follow the money? Yeah, you will. You will. But do you suppose that for people who already have a bunch of money, that it's not necessarily money, but it's power? Because we know how absolute power corrupts absolutely. I mean, look at Solomon, King David, all the other ones, right? Maybe except for Hezekiah. But the issue being is, I think we focus on money and forget power, because I did not know that the famous Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, who did great things and had many tremendously positive aspects of his life. But I was told by people who grew up in Birmingham and whose parents were in Selma, right, that he was a very well-known philanderer, or a person to step outside of his marriage. Didn't know that. Doesn't necessarily diminish the good things he did, but you have to look at the entirety of it. And I think that it is all too often that people surrender responsibility in lieu of having to make the effort. You know, somebody says you're a bad guy, you're a bad guy. I don't have to get to know you. I don't have to question my own values. Maybe you're not a bad guy. I mean, look how people used to really, really harbor ill will towards people with different skin color. And it still happens around the world today. Don't get me wrong. But I'm in no way, shape, or form an advocate for that. I think you can prove yourself to be an idiot all without that, right? But that was a standard. Or how about the world was flat? Some people are trying to say and bring that back into vogue. I don't get that. So I think that there is a lot of healing that can go on if we step back from the rabidness of any position, and therefore, really, how do you say that? Save ourselves from the anxiety. Don't pick up that bait of Satan, right? Laura says, big money gets big power, but grasshopper, are you wise enough to wield it well? Well, with great power, with great power comes great responsibility. And I can tell you another one. How about for you ladies? There was a time in society where you were expected to behave in a way that was shy and demure. And then there became a time when the women were speaking up. I get it. I'm all about it. I'm married to one, 32 years. I love her. And I remember when I first got into politics and she was expected to do things and she wasn't comfortable, but she adapted, she learned, and she did them. And she was actually quite good at it. And she's a very, very intelligent woman. But finding your voice is awesome. But then the next lesson after years should be just because it can be said doesn't mean it needs to be said. And I think in our societies today, the idea of common courtesy being the lubrication for people getting along, particularly people of different viewpoints, that common courtesy went out the door with this advent of what I'm coining hyper individualism. I got to be who I want to be. You've got to accept me. You have to celebrate me. You have to embrace me. And if you don't, you're a hater of all things. You put it up. And nothing is further from the truth. We're humans. We're people. We're meant to be around each other. If you take a big rope, you'll see a big rope is made of smaller ropes, made of groups of strands, all the way down to a strand. Those strands belong where they are. They're made to be where they are. We don't have to be exclusionary for our differences. Together, we're all stronger. We all know this. But somehow along the line, hyper-individualism became the most important thing to the detriment of our society, in my opinion. Does it mean you can't be an individual? No. But does it mean it has to go as crazy as I identify as a cat and I want to use a litter box for my latrine? I don't have to do that. You want to think you're what you are, you think what you are. I'm cool with it. You're going to tell me I have to call it by you and embrace it by you, but you're not going to take my word for it? We're going to have a discussion. It's not going to be a conversation. I'm not going to be converted, but we can discuss. Same thing with the carnivore. Anyhow, it's gotten kind of late. I went a little bit longer. I want to let you all have some of your night back or your day back. I know there's a gentleman coming home for some brisket and things to get done. And I know that it's late at night and we probably would do well to get some sleep. So I'm going to sign off with you. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me all this time. I hope that I haven't bored you to tears and that I haven't offended anybody. Again, nothing I've said is to be taken to be as medical advice or anything like that. Please consult your doctors. And if you ever want to get a hold of the hippy dippy weatherman again for some weather in your local area, feel free to give me a jingle and I'll try to help you out best I can. Been out of the business for a while, but I think I can still tell where lows and highs are. Okay, y'all take care. Honestly, it's called being a lady versus a harridan. Self-control is a marvelous thing, but that is the fruit of the spirit, and the further from God, the less. You're right. You're gonna get an amen from me. So, but with that, again, I'm gonna let you all go. I really do appreciate you coming in and not making me spend all this time talking to myself in hopes of engaging some people. And I do appreciate you doing the like and the subscribe and letting other people in your circle know there's a guy out here who can babble for hours and hours about a myriad of things. And I'd love to babble and talk about anything that you want to. But tonight we're going to pull the plug on and let this go. Okay, so you all take care and God bless. And we'll see you somewhere in the Carniverse here in the next few days. Take care now. Bye-bye. All right. Gave everybody a chance. We're going to end this broadcast. Bye. Seriously. Really, isn't it?